Welcome to our 2021 Virtual Donor Recognition Celebration. I'm Greg King, the Foundation President and CEO, and I am pleased, along with the Board Chair Ryan Dillon, to be your Master of Ceremony. It goes without saying that we wish we could be together to show our appreciation in person. But like most plans this year, we've had to transition again to a safer way of doing things. I know how much many of you enjoy attending the annual event, not just to see the transformation of our hospital cafeteria and enjoy a wonderful meal prepared by staff, but to gather among fellow donors and celebrate all we've accomplished together to advance care at the Moncton Hospital.
We are so happy you joined us in the comfort of your own space and on your own device. Coming up, we will hear from Krista Wheeler-Thorne, Acting Executive Director at the Moncton Hospital, and Dr. Ken Gillespie, Chief of Staff for the Horizon Health Network. They will highlight a few of our exciting donor-funded projects. And of course, we will be honoring those donors who are moving up with our Friends for Life donor recognition beginning at the $10,000 level of giving. At the end of the celebration, we will have a draw for a beautiful holiday wreath. So please stay with us until the end. We are celebrating you.
Let's touch on our annual campaign for a moment. I trust you have already received your campaign letter or read our newsletter outlining the Foundation's efforts to raise $1.1 million. With your help, we will purchase 2 3D mammography screening units for the Kathryn Reader Center to help with the early detection of breast cancer. This upgrade will allow for the transition from a conventional digital mammogram, a 2D image, to a digital breast tomosynthesis, or 3D imaging technology. The 2 screening units currently being used were bought by the Friends back in 2008. They're aging. They need to be replaced. Typically, at each donor dinner, a patient shares his or her story. Let me introduce you to our campaign champion, Kathryn Reader. She has been a licensed practical nurse at the Moncton Hospital for the past 44 years. Last August, she underwent a double mastectomy. Kathryn's story is truly inspirational.
Hi, I'm Kathryn Reader. I'm an LPN here at the Moncton Hospital, and I've just had a double mastectomy. Had some great news. The cancer was all in one breast, and there was no lymph node involvement, and because the second breast is gone, then there'll be no further treatment. I was good, and I had a lot of support from family and friends and my coworkers especially because of working in the oncology clinic. So everybody was wonderful. You know, I've had cancer numerous times, and you know, it started when I was 15 years old, and I will be 65 in the spring. So I've had a good run. Always been proud to say I worked at the Moncton Hospital, and with the new mammography machines that the campaign wants to buy, it's obviously not going to benefit me because I'm past that stage, but there's lots of women who are coming up behind me that it would be wonderful to have that, to be able to pick up more irregularities in the breast and perhaps be a little more precise. Unless you've had to avail yourself of the services here, I don't think the general public just realizes how fortunate we are to have the hospital we do. And I mean, you know, we have oncology, we have neuro, we have specialties of all kinds, and we have some very, very good doctors. And I'm thankful, very thankful.
Krista Wheeler-Thorne, Acting Executive Director of the Moncton Hospital, has been a great friend to the Friends. Have a listen to what she has to say.
My name is Krista Wheeler-Thorne, and I'm currently the Acting Executive Director at the Moncton and Sackville Memorial Hospitals. I'm a registered nurse, and I have been nursing at the hospital for 20 of my 30 years of nursing. The Friends of the Moncton Hospital and the Foundation directly impact the work that I do and the work that all of my colleagues do at the hospital. The last 2 years, there's no question, it's been impacted and it's been very challenging, but the Friends of the Moncton Hospital have been with us every step of the way through all of those challenges. There's a COVID-19 fund. The Foundation and the Friends raised over $94,000, and with that, they've been able to help us significantly Early on in the pandemic, we had to go on lockdown, and so we couldn't have visitors, and we had to decrease foot traffic in the hospital. So it was really hard for patients to be able to communicate with their family members. The iPads were purchased from the funds that the foundation had raised for us, and we could set those up and have patients communicate with their families and stay connected, so that was huge. When people think of the foundation and the Friends of the Moncton Hospital, they automatically go to the big equipment and the big builds and all of the fancy things. And I think what I'm most grateful for and thankful for are the friends think about us, even the small things that seem insignificant, maybe for donors or for anyone, but they have such a lasting impact. The $50 gift cards during our outbreaks when we were really working differently and it was very stressful, those went so far. They were so well received. The little things may seem little, I guess, when you look at the price tags, but they are so impactful, and so we're so thankful for them because they make such a difference in the staff and the patients' lives. When we talk about our team, we can't talk about our team without talking about the friends and the foundation. And so when you rely on your team, what do you need, and who can help us with those needs? And there's lots of times when we need something, we don't have the operational budget for it. The first call we make is to the foundation and say, okay, how can you help us? This is what our needs are, whether minor or significant. There's always interest and there's always engagement, and they're always there ready to help us out. To try and remember and try and list off every initiative and significant contribution from the Friends would be impossible for me. I can't walk through the halls without noticing something. However, there's some significant contributions recently that I would be remiss not to mention, and one of them would be the recent capital campaign and the maternal newborn build. I have been a pediatric and a women and children's health nurse for majority, if not all, of my career, and that newborn build is a significant contribution, definitely not possible without the support from the foundation and the generous support of the donors and volunteers. I'm excited to hopefully take my first tour and imagine the future. Just a beautiful addition to our hospital for obstetrics and newborn care. The most important message I have is a message of thanks. I am very grateful, and we're very thankful to have all of our donors and volunteers and the Friends of the Moncton Hospital Foundation as part of our team. On behalf of Horizon's executive leadership and Horizon, I would like to thank you for everything you do for us and for being such an important part of our team. Thank you.
One thing this pandemic has reminded us of is the critical importance of local health care. You didn't stop giving, and for that we thank you. Together we've helped thousands of patients receive life-saving care, the latest treatment options powered by sophisticated technology and backed up by the very best medical expertise and improved facilities. The Foundation's COVID-19 Care Fund, which Krista alluded to, raised a total of over $94,000 to respond to emerging staff and patient needs at the Moncton Hospital, stemming from the pandemic, including the purchase of 2 fridges for the ER staff, a chest compression system in the ER, phlebotomy chairs, TV service costs for patients who couldn't afford to pay. Another donor-funded project is the complete transformation of our provincial child-adolescent psychiatry unit at the Moncton Hospital. Take a look.
COVID-19 continues to place challenges on our fundraisers. Responding creatively by focusing on online and virtual events has been quite successful. Again, in 2021, the NB Doctors Cycling Against Cancer ride was changed to a solo ride, and for the second year, a record was set by generating more than $105,000 by the most participants ever. That entire amount is going to our annual campaign. Thanks to the previous ride funds raised, a $234,000 digital slide scanner to help pathologists detect cancer is now operational. I'm very proud to boast that the Moncton Hospital is the first laboratory in New Brunswick to acquire this groundbreaking technology. Still on the subject of cancer, to improve safety, a railing was added to the Dr. Sheldon H. Rubin Oncology Clinic, which, along with the awning, protects patients from the outside elements. Both are welcome additions. As I'm sure many of you have noticed, construction is well underway on a new family-centered maternity and newborn unit, which was just recently given the interim name, Obstetrics and Newborn Care. As part of the Women and Children's Health Program, the new building on Macbeth Avenue will include the neonatal intensive care unit, labor and birth, and obstetrics combined care, antepartum and postpartum care, as well as all the clinics associated with these areas of care. Maternal fetal medicine, breastfeeding, and postpartum discharge clinics. With more on that, Dr. Ken Gillespie, Horizon Health Network Chief of Staff.
Dr. Ken Gillespie. I'm currently the acting regional chief of staff for Horizon, but over the years I've mostly done obstetrics and gynecology at the Moncton Hospital, so that's been the majority of my work over the last 22 years. When you look at the different projects over the years that the Friends have supported and campaigned for, and even just bringing awareness to those issues, there's two ways that helps. Not only is there, the actual delivery of the piece of equipment or whatever it is we're campaigning for, but there's also a huge morale boost to the people that work in that area, that they see that the work that they're doing is being highlighted in the public and it is recognized. Just that alone really does help to improve the morale of the staff and to contribute to the overall way the hospital works. The areas where I work, we've seen them help out with the purchase of equipment for labor and delivery and in our neonatal unit. That would be equipment that is highly specialized and would be quite difficult for us to get through our normal budgetary processes. So they are able to help us buy equipment that is not only very expensive, but also very impactful on our ability to provide care for patients. The maternal newborn building, it's going to be a building dedicated to the delivery of low risk and high risk obstetrical care and low and high risk newborn care for not only the people in Moncton, but for a large part of the province. What this new building is going to do is give us a much better working environment for our staff, but more importantly, it's going to be a much better environment for our patients to come to the hospital, to have their babies, and to have their babies looked after. It's going to be a major step in the right direction for our patients and for our staff. For this project, when we were looking at the amount of money that it was going to take to get this off the ground, it's a very large number. And not only did we meet that number, we surpassed it by a significant amount. I was personally just blown away by the amount of support that the community provided for this project. The Friends were a major contributor and partner in getting this project to the places that it needed to go. It's hard to find the words to express how thankful I am for that. I really feel that without the support of the community and the Friends of the Moncton Hospital, this project would not have gotten off the ground.
The expected date of occupancy for obstetrics and newborn care is early 2023. This project has all been made possible with funds from the Extraordinary Care Campaign and the provincial government. As a side note, the second capital campaign project, construction on a new coronary care unit and a coronary step-down unit, is tentatively scheduled to start in April 2022, with an expected occupancy in March 2025. Without further ado, let's honor those donors who are being recognized for reaching a giving milestone.
Our donors have given us so many reasons to celebrate. There is not a space in our hospital that has not been impacted by your gifts. On behalf of the Friends of the Moncton Hospital Foundation's Board of Directors and staff, a sincere thank you for your philanthropic work. One of the things that COVID did not change is our annual draw for a beautiful festive wreath. The winner is Mrs. Kathy Weir. Congratulations. The wreath will be delivered by one of our Friends staff members.
In closing, I truly hope you've enjoyed our 2021 version of our donor appreciation event. Fingers are crossed that next December will allow us to once again meet in our festively decorated hospital cafeteria and celebrate what we've achieved together in person. It is a time to be thankful, not only for those who have risked so much to work on our behalf on the front lines of the coronavirus crisis, but for the continued good health of our family and friends, and for living in such a great country. We truly have so many blessings. Best wishes for a safe and cheerful holiday season.